Coming up tonight on Blitz, final slot showdown. Warren Central and Clinton battle for 4th place in a tough Region 2. And Tigers Tangle, a hot Mendenhall team, welcomes Northeast Jones to town. Plus, Germantown looks to remain unblemished in district, taking on an undefeated Cleveland Central squad. Buckle your chin strap and put your mouthpiece in. Coach, just called in the Blitz.
This is Blitz 16, the one to watch. Now your host, Josh Jackson.
All right, we're going to start with Scott Central and Pelahatchie. Go ahead, you know what I'm going to say. Turn off that volume, opening frame. Rebels already up 7-0. Curtis Jones with the end around. He's going to pick up the first down. Move those chains. A little bit later, TJ Wash gets in. He finishes the deal, calls his own number. The end zone answers on the other line. Scott Central up 14-0 at that point. Remember that name, folks. Wash doing more damage in the first, running like the street lights came on. He's coming right into your living room. 50-yard scamper. Rebels up 21-0. Then Vontae McDonald got a little greedy. He wants more points. He gets more points. That TD made it 27-0. EP no good. And you won't believe this. More Wash, more points. Making now 34-0 Scott Central. Do we have a blowout? But that's when Pelahatchie's Javius Purvis decided he'd had enough. Pump fake and then the long bomb to Cedric Wilder. Wilder with the snag between two defenders, although he was draped. Pelahatchie grinning like, yeah, I like that score. Y'all have my blood pressure up there. Few more points. How about this? Purvis, get off of me. I'm taking this one to the crib. Drags the fenders, get aboard and ride the train, folks. But in the end, the other granny, she's happy too. I see you, little mama. Scott Central is the victor in this one, though, folks. Final score 68-20. Rebels are now 10-0. Folks, you are dialed in to the most comprehensive Friday night football show in the Magnolia State. Welcome into Week 10 of Blitz 16, presented by Bank Plus. I'm 16 WAPT Sports Director Josh Jackson.
And I'm sports anchor Ashley Shamedy. The grind of 6A Region 3 continued Friday night when Oak Grove visited Brandon.
Yeah, Bulldogs entered having won 3 out of their first 4 district matchups, and they were in the friendly confines of the newly built stadium where they've only lost 1 game all season. Let's head out to Brandon. Oak Grove receives the ball to start the game, grabs their briefcase, and goes to work immediately. On the second play from scrimmage, Orlando Simon takes the handoff, turns on the Jets. He would not be touched until the 1-yard line. Now it's Dog's turn to eat. Will Rogers finds Josh Montague on the screenplay, hits him on the sideline, and as soon as he catches it, he's going to the house. The little guy has some speed, puts on a display. He turns on the burners. Final on this one. Ooh, how about that, Brandon? 52-33. Bulldogs get the win over the Warriors.
Now to the game of the week, Cleveland Central and Germantown. The Wolves undefeated overall. The Mavericks unblemished in district play with a shot to pull off the upset at home. Now love seeing that Blitz 16 logo in the crowd on the kick here. Wolves receiving, but Mavs play the game well. An onside kick results in Germantown ball. Well played, my friends. Well played. In the first now, Cade Penix and the Mavs inside the 10. Folks, this play completely fooled me. I followed what I thought was the pitch, but Penix ends up fumbling. Montavious Thomas from Cleveland Central recovers, runs it all the way back. There you see him. That is 90 yards for the score. 2-point conversion's good. Wolves go up 8-0. Still in the first, Cleveland Central takes a 14-0 lead, looking for some big-time defensive plays. The Mavs deliver. Orinthia May takes down the 6'9" Cleveland Central QB for a loss of yards. Wolves wouldn't let it up, though. End of the quarter, second out, picking up where we left off. Travion Craig gets the snap for the purple and white. He runs it in for 6 extra points of success. Wolves up 21-zip. Mavericks en route, though. Noah Greenwood gets the snap. It's a trick play. Benjamin Bell gets the quick pass. Plenty good for a first down. That leads to this Penix to Jack Hunter Johnson touchdown. 21-7 Cleveland Central. Turnover on downs. Mavs get it once more. It's the Penix to Bell duo again. Bell tiptoe catches it for another first down. Move those chains. Finally, that would lead to this Greenwood under center. A crucial block by Austin Hamlin, and Greenwood takes it straight to the end zone. Extra point, no good. Germantown down 21-13 at the half. The Wolves keep their perfect record tonight. Final score, Cleveland Central 34-16. All right, now let's get to our anatomy of the play. We're going to break down that play you just saw from the Germantown-Cleveland Central game. Now, folks, the block It was just too good to not show again. Running back Noah Greenwood under center, a crucial block by his wide receiver, and Greenwood gets the edge, take it straight to the end zone, untouched for that score. But of course, we're going to have to break it down with our Blitz play back button for this one. So here we go. Let's start this play right now. Running back Noah Green gets the direct snap. He sees the open, reads the play option, he keeps it, takes it around to the right, and this is where we're going to pause the video right here. This is where you see this critical block by number 13. That's Austin Hamlin. And then Noah gets a straight shot to the end zone, pretty much untouched, and that's in large part to Hamlin's big block. Way to work as a team, fellas. And there you have it, Josh Ashley's anatomy of the play.
All right, thanks so much, Ashley. We're going to stay in Madison County for this next one as we hand it off to the third member of the crew, Mr. Rob J. Take it away.
All right, thank you, Josh. You know, it is do or die time when it comes to playoff positioning. Provine looking to pick up its second district win, but that's easier said than done because they played Madison Central, and it was homecoming for the Jags. Let's see who's paying attention. Okay, she is. No, look, put that down. Put it down. All right, to the game itself. The Jags already up by 3 touchdowns, make it 4 as quarterback J.D. Hull takes a snap, runs left, and this is a touchdown. 50 yards untouched into the end zone. Madison Central opened a 28-0 lead, and the Jags went on to win this game by the score of 38-6. Now let's head to Stribling Field at St. Andrews as the Saints hosted Raleigh. The St. Andrews cheerleaders were in good mood as they tried to cheer on the home team. Check out this nice defensive stop from Saints defensive back A.J. LaFleur. Watch this. Boom! Wow, what a nice play, but A.J. could not tackle them all. Chris Moncrief goes up the middle. You'll see it right here. He goes in for the 10-yard touchdown. Raleigh opened a 28-6 lead, but St. Andrews came back, but they fell short, 34-32. How about that, John?
All right, thanks so much, Rob. You know, when it comes to chicken, some like it fried, others prefer baked or even grilled. But anytime Morton and Forest meet in the annual Battle for the Golden Chicken, they like their poultry one way. That is with a win. Battle for first place in 3A Region 5. Let's head out to Forest, which started out with great plays but costly penalties. But get this field goal first, 3-0 Morton. Check out this nice catch by DeJuan Black, but it would come back on a huge penalty. He's headed to Mississippi State, that guy is. Same goes for this long touchdown run by Renajit Morrell. Another penalty. Flags brought that one back. They would finally get it together when Jacob Brooks finds Jordan Stewart for the touchdown. That would make it 7-3 with the point after. Forest would go on to win their 11th straight versus Morton. Final score, 35-11. Folks, it is time to take our first break here on the Blitz, but when we return, we head to Arrow Stadium and check in with the defending 6A champs, Clinton. And, you know, Pelahatchie and Scott Central got together tonight. I've always wondered what Coach Now thinks about Rankin County. Let's find out.
Oh, my God. I went in big yell. I went in my right yell. They got a straight face there. I cannot do nothing. They got to go call it, guys. You're Rankin County. They police guys. Let's go. Just shut up, play.
Back into Blitz 16 presented by Bank Plus.
You know, South Pike entered this matchup with Florence riding a 4-game win streak and sitting in first place in 4A Region 6. Let's get out to that game. We're going to pick it up in the third. Florence facing a 4th and 2 when Ian Vaughn rolls to the outside and finds Jaden Horton for the first down. A couple plays later, they give the ball back to Jaden Horton. He will take it up the middle for 10 yards and the first down. Still on the same drive, Florence facing the 2nd, 4th, and long, but Ian Vaughn will hook up with Cameron McDougal for the first down. Keep picking up those first downs, and that would set up this 3-yard touchdown run by Ian Vaughn. Florence down 21-26. Later in the third, Ian Vaughn drops back. He's going to find Cameron McDougal for a 50-yard touchdown pass. How nice duo there. Florence up 28-26. South Pike looking to answer back when Duntavius Turner finds Alex Adams for the first. And 2 plays later, Duntavius Turner will take the QB keeper 20 yards to the crib for the touchdown. And after that 2-point conversion, South Pike will be up 34-28. They'd go on to win this one. Final score, 42-36. South Pike with the win. Now to the battle of the Tigers. I see you, big man. Get on those waves. Pick it up in the first. Mendenhall back to punt when Josh Frills fumbles the snap, coughs it up, forgot his Ricola, rolls around, finds Jarquez Dixon, picks up the loose ball. He will try to get the first, but it's tackled. Mendenhall turn. Ball over on downs right there. Later in the first, N.E. Jones. Javier McGee drops back the pass, and he's going to find Jay Jones for a 20-yard gain. A couple plays later, Javier McGee will take the QB keeper in. Where's he going? To the crib. Northeast Jones up 7-0. Later, though, Mendenhall trying to answer when Jordan Willis takes the handoff, and he's going to go 50 yards. Where? To the house. Tying the score at 7. Northeast Jones gets the close win, though, that final 21-20.
Well, the race for Region 2 of 6A is heating up. If the playoffs started prior to Friday's bout, Warren Central would have the final spot, and Clinton, they'd be left out. But the defending 6A champs look to upset the Vikings and take that final spot. Pick things up in the second quarter. Arrows up by 3. Clinton's Hunter Halsey scrambles, throws it for grabs. Christian Johnson makes a heck of a catch. He'd pick up a few more yards before finally getting taken down for a first down. However, later in that drive, the Arrows would try to keep it on the ground, but fumble at the goal line. Warren Central would recover. A tough break for those Arrows. At the Vikings 2-yard line, Shane Lewis fakes a handoff, would air it out to DeMond Patton, and Patton gets a huge yardage after a catch, bringing the Vikings deep into Arrows territory. Corey Wilson Jr. would finish the drive for the Vikings by running it in for 6 points with the help of some stellar blocking by the O-line. Warren Central takes this one, though. Final score 28-10. Some MAIS ball. They have one more regular season game after this Friday. Did they make it count? Torrance Steed started the scoring for the Raiders with a 35-yard touchdown. JA would take the 7-0 lead. Trent Coleman, though, topped off a 12-play, 70-yard drive with the second effort from 5 yards out. Pioneers took a 21-14 halftime lead. They would go on to win this one 28-21 over Jackson Academy. JA falls to 7-2 on the season. They'll host Oak Forest next week to close out the regular season. Folks, we have much more highlights coming your way on Blitz 16, but first, here are some Friday night finals from across the Magnolia State. McDaniel, Bank Plus representatives, and myself presented Tyler with his hardware this morning. And the Bulldogs win over Oak Grove last week. Tyler moved from quarterback to receiver. He finished with 10 carries for 118 yards and 2 TDs. Not to mention, he played a little defense, clocking in an interception and 2 pass breakups. Congrats, Tyler McDaniel, your Bank Plus Blitz 16, a Week 9 Player of the Week winner.
Yeah, he definitely deserved that one, you know. And don't forget to get in those Player of the Week nominations by noon on Sunday. We'll need the name, stats, and classifications of the player. The player must come from Hinds, Madison, or Rankin counties. You can email me or sports anchor Ashley Shamedy. Those addresses are on your screen. And don't pad the stats, players and parents. We do have to confirm with the coaches before approval. Rob J., come on back.
Yes, sir. Now to Neshoba Central and Ridgeland. Both teams entering the game with just one win in district play. It was Breast Cancer Awareness Night at the home of the Titans, and Ridgeland would get on the board early in this one after they tore through the paper and had all of this good time. On the first possession of the game for the Titans, quarterback Zy McDonald connects with Michael Price across the middle. He takes it into Neshoba's territory inside the red zone. A few plays later, Ridgeland's Markel Young powers his way in. Watch this. Boom! Boom! Now, if somebody hits me like this, I'm calling the police. All right, that's a 15-yard touchdown. Ridgeland would take a big lead in this ball game and would go on to win it tonight, 44-26. All right, pick this one up at the half. Pirates up 42-0. Jim Hill refusing to be shut out against Pearl. Christian Smith drops back to pass, but none of the receivers can get open, so he pulls it down, uses his feet, and he bobs and weaves through the traffic and finds a lane right into the end zone. Pearl isn't done scoring yet on Jim Hill, man. Inside the 5, Elijah Harris gets the ball and bowls his way in for the 6-yard touchdown. If somebody hit me like that, I'm called police. All right, first time in school history. This is Pearl with the 49-6 victory over Jim Hill. Let's head out to Hughesville now with the Brookhaven Panthers visiting the Wingfield Falcons. The Panthers kick it off to James Perkins. Perkins gets a great block from Jaquavius Smith. He spins off another defender before he is finally taken down 25 yards on the return, but the Falcons would not score on this play, believe it or not. Brookhaven's Jaquarius Edwards bulldogs his way. He bulldogs his way up the middle for the first down right here. Panthers keep it on the ground with Edwards, but it is stopped just short of the first down by Sherman Mitchell. But on 4th and 1, Edwards would dust himself off, try again, gets another handoff. He breaks free and would not be stopped, putting the first 6 points on the board, and it would not be the last. Brookhaven takes this one. Final score, Brookhaven 48, Wingfield 12. Ashley?
That's Rob J. Now don't you go anywhere. We have much more to come on the other side of the break.
You're watching Blitz 16. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Welcome back, folks. In the house, we've got the head coach from Scott Central, Coach Now, 68-20 win over Pelahatchie tonight. And Coach, last year 6-6, 500 record. What's happened this year? 10 in a row now.
You know, we lost only 5 seniors last year, and we had, you know, I think about 3 of those were starters. So we basically had a good nucleus of kids coming back. And, you know, they've just been committed. I mean, back during the spring, every time we call it up, you know, to break it down or what have you, every single time we've done it on state champions. And we did it tonight. We do it every night. We do it at the end of every weight session, at the end of every practice. And somewhere along the line, these kids just started believing that they could do it. You know, why not me? And the rest is history, man. They've just really done a great job of buying in. I mean, they've learned how to work. They work hard in the weight room. They work hard in the practice field. They study film. I mean, they're just hungry for football. They're a bunch of great kids, and it's fun coaching them. And they love the game, and I think it shows by the way they play.
It's truly incredible what you guys are doing there. But, Coach, this is just your 2nd year at Scott Central. I mean, did you expect this to happen at all?
I mean, I can't say. I mean, you know, obviously, no. I mean, nobody would expect it to happen this fast. I know when I went in there in March of 2016, we had 16 players that first day. And I spoke with our principal. We got a tremendous administration. You know, Mr. Henderson allowed me to meet with every male in high school. And we basically just painted a picture or a vision, if you will, about what we thought we could become. And we finished that spring with about 45 players. We started a lot of sophomores and freshmen last year. Found a way to win, get in the playoffs. You know, obviously we get put out in the first round by a good Bay Springs team, but had a great off season. You know, lifting weights, and like I said, it just happened. And I'm not complaining about it, but to sit here and tell you that I expected it, yeah. I can't do that.
We appreciate it, Coach, and congratulations. You got to stay off those weights, too. You're a pretty fiery guy. I heard what you said about Rankin County. You can't get the calls out there as well.
Hey, man. I don't know. You know, I think they might have missed a few calls, just a couple. But anyway, we were able to come away with the W, so it's all right.
Sounds good, Coach. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Win.
I appreciate it.
Good luck to Scott Central. We're coming right back. High Five Plays, folks. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to Blitz 16, presented by Bank Plus. Before we say goodbye, this week's High Five Plays. Ashley, take it away.
My pleasure, Josh. Number 5, let's start with this one. It's from Florence. Ian Vaughn drops back, finds Cameron McDougal for a 50-yard touchdown pass. Number 4, Mendenhall. Jordan Willis takes a handoff. He goes 50 yards for another touchdown right here. 50 is the key in these 2 plays. Number 3 comes from our game of the week, Cleveland Central at Germantown. This one even faked me out. Mavs Cade Penix fumbles the ball. Montavious Thomas recovers, runs it all the way back, 90 yards for the score.
All right, number 2, Scott Central's TJ Waj running like the street lights came on, folks. He's coming right into your living room. Come on, TJ. There you go. 50-yard scamper, touchdown. Scott Central with a 68-20 win. At number 1, Pelahatchie's Javius Purvis keeps it for himself, and check this out. Making like the Canton Spiritual says, come along, get aboard, ride this train. Nothing on this train to lose, everything's to gain. Folks, that is your top play of the night. And how about this? Coach Ashford, Lanier football, folks, you know how Lanier is.
Don't sleep on Lanier.
Don't sleep on him. But usually when I talk about Lanier, you go ahead and put the L up. You've come in your first year, Coach Ashford, turn this team around, and tonight with the win over Richland, for the first time in a decade, you're in the playoffs. Just talk about that real quickly as we end the show.
Well, you know, first it starts at the top, the administration. Mr. McDonald, leader of the high school, the principal, and his administrative team, the faculty, and then the community 833, the people, the outpouring, and the helping of the students and the tutoring and stuff like that, and the kids are buying into our program.